Shikamo.
She's not. Oh my gosh.
My dear listeners, in our previous presentation or talk, I did talk about attitude, especially towards the placement of the grade 10 learners, whereby the learners of their favorite schools, their dream schools, the ones they love to go to. But again, I've also learned that there is also about the mentality on the causes or the future pathways. If you go to most schools, even the small children who might be struggling to differentiate between STEM and social sciences, they will tell you that they want to go for STEM because there is honor in going for STEM. Not because their personality implies that they are meant for STEM, but it's because there is honor in going for that. I want us to look at our children. If we really want to help them, let's analyze our children based on their personalities, based on their giftings. Then we start advising accordingly. Of course, others might be endowed with almost everything. There are people who can be doctors. They can as well be lawyers. For example, the likes of the late Margaret Ogola, a very good medical doctor, but again, a serious writer of novels, meaning she could easily fit in social sciences and as well as sciences. There are several students or personalities who are gifted along both lines, but some are more privileged in other areas than others. I've also been lucky to mentor several students who are so gifted or so good in presentations. They could make it to the nationals and even beyond in public speaking and recitals, poetry, but the learner didn't see the essence of pursuing something to do with arts, now that they believed that the engineering or medicine was more honorable as opposed to their line of giftings. But ironically, after finishing their studies in the university, most of them are still acting at the expense of doing the other ones. I want you to look at those who are driving our economy today. You'll realize or agree with me that most of them are art students. The other time when I followed a top presenter being given the final rites, and you look at the type of a house he lived in, a nice story, a building, very beautiful to behold. But this person got whatever he got as a result of arts. If he had perceived this as less important, I do believe he may not have reached the level he reached. Of course, there are so many people who did not go to study their lines of engagement, but later on, after realizing how good they've been, they've gone to study. Those who lived the millennials, I doubt if the Gen Zs can remember the likes of Esther Arunga, a trained lawyer, but a very smart news anchor, and the entire nation celebrated Esther Arunga, not because of her prowess in the law field, but because she was a great news anchor or presenter. I'm not just giving along that line. Even right now, we have sports and arts as a pathway. As a teacher, schools are looking or are seeking for music teachers, but less students of music are pursuing music as a career. Some of them must have pursued music, but they didn't do it as education. And as a result, they cannot be employed. Imagine if someone who was so good in music had gone for music in the university or even diploma. You could easily get a job other than the other one. It is true that sometime back, some careers might have been more profitable or marketable as opposed to others like STEM, because the professionals in those fields were very minimal, or few people were pursuing those lines of careers. You will agree with me, those who are keen with how things run in this country, that up to 2017, after internship, medical doctors were directly posted into various public hospitals. But since then, it takes long before the doctors are posted. Of late, even the government is struggling to employ, even to take them for interns, because the number is higher than the opportunities available. You'll also note, or you'll also agree with me, that sometime back, even before teachers had finished their studies, they were already placed, they were already given places of employment. But of late, you take 3 or 4, others are even taking more than 10 years before they are absorbed by the government for their jobs. So it means it's not because that these careers are not crucial or are not important, but the number of professionals are superseding or exceeding the number of opportunities available. But if you are keen, you will note that those who are working on their giftings, they'll always find a way of doing something. In fact, they don't have to go study that at a higher level. Even before they can start. My dear parents, my dear people who care for the students or for the learners or for this country, how I wish that we consider the personalities, the giftings of our learners without necessarily focusing on how marketable or honorable a given pathway is. Someone might go for STEM because the name STEM is beautiful, but your career is in sports and arts. See how top sports people are earning their monies. The other time, in a span of 2 weeks, Harambee Stars players were millionaires, while degree holders in engineering, in the medical field, were still. I'm not saying that we should not pursue this, but that simple act of kicking the ball and working on it supremely made them to play for the national teams, and they became millionaires. Your door might be opened by their so-called simple arts and sports, but if you pursue it to the best of your ability, it will open for you doors. You might be gifted in social sciences. If you do history or you study history, you score with a lot of ease, but you're struggling in chemistry. It doesn't mean that you might not do well in chemistry, but you can comfortably grasp social sciences or humanities or arts as opposed to that. And remember, there are lawyers who are products of social sciences. There are history professors. There are students of literature who have pursued it to the zenith of where it can be pursued. Again, if you are gifted in STEM, don't force yourself to go for social sciences or sports and arts if you can do that. But if you are well off, if you can find a way of even working on all of them so that in the future you develop your gifts in all of them, whether it's STEM pathway, social science, or sports and arts, then good for you. But my wish as a teacher or as an educator or as a beneficiary of my gifting, my wish is that you identify yours as early and go for it because you feel you can comfortably do it, and not because it is honorable pursuing a given career, but because your personality suits it, your ability suits it, and you can comfortably do it. And if we go that way, I believe we can change this our country. It will take time, but with the time, the CBE will be of great importance for those who want to change their lives. In the future, we will look at what to consider when you want to choose a given pathway. Be blessed.